Then we have another B section, so a double bar, another B section for 8 measures, and then a double bar because we have A for 12 measures, and then we have another A, and for about 4 measures we have repeat singing on a certain part of the lyrics, you know, I'll feel alright, and then we have about 4 to 8 measures of instrumental fade. So, and that ends our song. So at the end of our song we put a huge final bar, and that is our diagram. So let's recap. When diagramming music, listen to the whole thing first and try to recognize if there's A sections, if there's B sections. Now, if there's not A or B sections, your song's going to be really boring. Think about it if you listen to this over and over. Now, for the 24 measures they do that, 12 for one verse, 12 for another verse, that's fine. But if they didn't have the B section, good grief. See, it changes it. It makes the listener go, oh, something different. It makes the music interesting. But if you had to listen to the A section over and over and over, and they started with the A section, ended with the A section, nothing but A's, it's boring. So a good song will have A section and B sections. Do you see what I'm getting at? I'm trying to teach you how to compose. So get those A sections and B sections. What's really cool is even a C section. That sounds kind of weird. Not giving birth here. A section C or even a section D sometimes is kind of cool, and there's a compositional style called a rondo that goes from section A to section B, back to section A to section C to section A to section D to section A to section E. It makes it for an really interesting song. Many rock songs are not like that. They'll stick with A, B, A and keep going back and forth between A's. If you can stick a C in there, that'll be cool. When first doing this, you listen to the whole thing, figure out where the A's and B's might be different. Now, when we were listening to section A, you might have thought that there was a B within it, but you have to listen to the whole thing and remember multiples of 4. If it's a short 4 or 8, it's probably not the whole section. So kind of expand it to 12 or 16, maybe even to 32, 24, 32, and there needs to be a significant change. If there's not a significant change, it's not a different section. Then you need to decide on the tempo, so we can tempo and time signature, so we can decide how we are going to divide up the music. So I mean, we could have said the tempo to this song was instead of, but then that would have made for a much longer song and kind of an inaccurate performance. Then you need to decide where the verses are, and then the change, maybe where the chorus is. And that's often what you'll be doing. Verses and chorus, that's A, that's B. The chorus is B. Then we need to map out the A's and B's, and then write down what changes happen or what's going on in each section, and then divide and decide, and that is your diagram. Then we're going to get into more difficult diagramming, not difficult for you because you'll have the skills to do it, but a more detailed diagramming so that your composition is well thought out and well planned. Because I've heard beginning composers write their own stuff, but it's just not interesting because they don't have a B section. Or it's just not interesting because nothing changes, like the guitar doesn't change, or they don't take out the guitar and then add another instrument for another section, or they don't have any instruments at all. It's just maybe just piano and singing, or just guitar and singing, but adding instruments and stuff like that. That's how we're going to all decide on this. And this was practicing diagram.